Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 224 of our Get Your Goals annual challenge. We're focusing on communication this month, and today's topic is communication goals, getting your communication goals, getting process, as well as our comfort zone. What kind of an impact does our comfort zone have on getting the goals that we want and improving our communication? Because usually a goal is because we want to improve or achieve something, and before we achieve anything in any area of our life, we usually have to become a slightly better version of ourselves that's capable of achieving that thing. Because if we were already the person we needed to be in order to get the goal we wanted, we would have already gotten that thing, if that makes sense. I think it makes sense. So today I'm going to make a couple of remarks about comfort zone. And as I was getting ready this morning, I'm thinking about, I was going to wear something that makes me really uncomfortable. It's just a top that I have. It's a little too low. It's bright colored and striped. And I'm like, I'm not wearing it. And then I was going to do my hair in a funky way. And I'm like, I'm not doing it. Why? Because like everybody else, I have a need for a certain level of comfort. And in that area is where we can chug along in our life without pushing too many envelopes and just usually be ourselves, but feel comfortable being ourselves. It's when we push the edges of that comfort zone, when we try new things, when we learn about new things, when we have new experiences. We first have to decide to step out of our comfort zone in order to even take on those challenges. So we want to embrace discomfort in some way, shape, or form. When I was younger, one of my biggest main goals was to be comfortable. And I don't know, I was probably in my late 30s, early 40s when I realized that was a terrible goal, because I'd been comfortable for a couple of decades, but comfortable meant I stayed relatively small and stuck, especially in different areas and aspects of my life. I was stuck in a not good relationship, not good for me, not good for my kids, not good for anyone else in my family, but I was comfortable. I was more comfortable there with the devil I knew than stepping out of that relationship and stepping out of my comfort zone and doing what was really best for myself. And it's like anything else. When we get uncomfortable enough, then we'll take action and we'll do something different. Start small. If we start small and take little steps to just kind of push on the edge of our comfort zone, it becomes easier and easier to take on new challenges and do big things. One of the other things we can do is we can shift our perspective. Sometimes all we need to do is look at a situation from a different point of view and everything changes. Sometimes we need to just look at ourselves from a different point of view. Sometimes just looking in the mirror is all it takes. For growth, we want to have a mindfulness practice every single day, and that can take many different forms. Maybe it's you just spend 5 days in the morning or at night or sometime during the day quietly thinking about what it is that you want. We want to visualize our success, visualization, affirmations, visualization, gratitude, mindfulness. All of these things apply to every area and aspect of our life, and communication is no different. We want to take calculated risks, and by calculated risks, I mean we want to not just stay stuck. We want to risk some things, but we also want to know that even if the worst were to happen, we would still be okay. That's a calculated risk to me. We want to practice active listening, assertive communications, making sure people know our boundaries and what we want. We want to work on our nonverbal communication, always be improving that. We want to remember that rejection and failure aren't really failure, and just because we're rejected, it doesn't mean never. It just means right now, this is not right for us. We want to fail forward by taking risks, making mistakes, learning from those mistakes, tweaking and moving on. And then we want to make sure we have positive self-talk. It's another one of those secret weapons. So many of us have the devil in our head yapping at us or complaining at us all the time. And one of the most interesting things I realized one day was I woke up one morning several years after my divorce, and I was like, oh my God, the first voice in my head isn't my own, it was my ex-husband's. And I immediately took steps to change that, because I'm like, the last thing I needed was a dysfunctional relationship or dysfunctional voice playing in my head first thing every single morning. So maybe just pay attention to your self-talk, and is that really you loving yourself and talking to yourself in a positive way and communicating with yourself in a positive way, or is it actually the voice of someone else that has snuck in and we've let them in. I let them in without even noticing. So our action item today is to think about one way you are going to stretch and push on your comfort zone today, or one way you're going to dive right out of that comfort zone and do something unique and different with respect to your communication. That's it. Any questions, hit me up. As usual, there's a write-up in Guide 17 of the private Facebook Get Up and Go Challenge group page. Again, this is Guide 17 is the write-ups, Guide 16 is the videos, Guide 15 is last year's annual challenge, and then prior to that, there's 2 years worth of every other month 30-day plus challenges, and some months I did different things. So, like No Nonsense November. You know, people say No Shave November. I shared life lessons in No Nonsense November. So, any questions, ask. Otherwise, that's our assignment today. Just find some way, one way to stretch your comfort zone or bust right out of it with respect to communication today. Maybe you try a new technology that you've never tried before. Maybe you leave somebody a voice message instead of just a text message. Boy, wouldn't that be fun? All right, that's it. Have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.